And here in Denver, local shelters are unfortunately seeing a rise in domestic violence, especially those under the age of 25. Safe House Denver says in 2020, 20% of the cases in Colorado involved someone under the age of 25. Back in 2021, that number went up slightly to 23%. And as of September of this year, it's continued to rise to 25%. So joining me this morning to talk a little bit more about domestic violence is licensed marriage and family therapist with the Chronic Hope Institute and our good friend of the 9 News Mornings, Kevin Petersen. Kevin, good morning. Thank you so much for being with us. We very much appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you. And good morning to you too as well.
Well, Kevin, let's just start off with the definition of domestic violence, because we know that it actually might be a little bit broader than what some of us specifically know it to be.
You know, there's actually, pardon me, 6 different kinds. There's physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, economic abuse, psychological abuse, and now we have technological abuse as well.
And so there, as we kind of expand the definition out, there might be more people that aren't even aware. They might be in a pretty violent situation. They might be used to it, which is pretty sad.
Absolutely. I think one of the things that happens in a domestic violence environment is that the person that is the victim thinks this is normal. They come to think that this is just a regular situation. They don't realize that what they're doing is accepting unacceptable behavior.
Yeah. So for those people, let's help them out. What should they be looking for those of us who have loved ones who might be in this situation? What are signs we can be looking for?
What the signs you want to look for is somebody that's struggling with the ability to speak up for themselves, manage their own time, manage their own money, obviously physical and sexual issues. But what you want to do as a friend or family member is always make sure that you're available to listen. That's the number one thing. And then the second thing that we really tell people is don't judge them or criticize them for not doing what you think they should be doing. That tends to happen a lot. People are always like, well, I don't understand why they won't leave. And it's like, well, it's really not that simple. You have to be able to take a look at the whole picture.
As we're talking about domestic violence, we acknowledge that these are very dangerous situations that people might be in, and they're looking for ways out. What are some of the options they can even be looking to?
The number one thing is the hotline.org. It's the National Domestic Violence Abuse Hotline, and it's an amazing website, and it offers someone that can call you, text you, or chat with you online right then and there. And it doesn't stay on your browser. So if you're afraid of somebody seeing the fact that you actually reached out looking for help, it will automatically clear that for you, and it won't put you in a situation where you're going to possibly face repercussions for that.
And we do know that there are certain trainings that are out there for you to be able to have a conversation that might be a little bit more in code, that you can kind of talk to somebody through a dangerous situation without somebody else picking up on what's happening there. Where can people go to learn more about the help they can give somebody else, or maybe the help they can give themselves if they feel they might be in these incredibly scary situations?
Well, again, the hotline.org is the number one place, but then your local community mental health agency is always one of the places I would start. And then in Colorado, you can dial 211 for resources for anything along those lines, and you'll get directed to help immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Kevin, we know this is an important topic, so thank you very much, my friend, for being with us this morning. We appreciate it.